Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I want to talk about how life is easy, but life is hard. Life is straightforward, but life is also complicated. Life is what you make it, but there are also things in life that control, or maybe not control, but heavily influence how you're gonna, actually accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in life. So that's what I want to talk about today. Anyway, before I get into all of that, uh, this is the road to 5,000. Got over 2,000 subs. So I would love if you would join me on that journey to 5,000 subscribers. And the purpose of the channel is to just so that we all can learn from each other. We all could grow from each other. That's my purpose for this channel. So let's see where this goes, right? So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to hit that like button, because that certainly does help with the journey to 5,000. Please leave your comments. And if there are any videos you would like to see me make, anything you want to see me talk about, just let me know. Okay. So life is easy, but it's hard. Life is straightforward, but it's complicated. Let's start with some things. See, this topic came to me, this idea about talking about this came to me because I was talking to two of my friends today that I hadn't talked to for a while. And and you're checking in to see how people are going and all that sort of stuff. And you're juxtaposing, you're talking about life, and you're just like, okay, this is where I think I'm gonna go with this. So life is easy. It's not quite what you think, right? So life is easy in that most of us know right from wrong, right? Most of us know right from wrong. Most of us, if we have been burnt before, if we have been in a situation where we were hurt, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, whatever, that we know how to adjust, right? And we took something from it. We learned something. And in most cases, we could apply that going forward. Life is easy in that, in some ways, it's not like there's a script, but there are a lot of lessons. And if you haven't learned them, then they have been told to you by your parents, by your teachers, by your church folk, by your friends, by your family, even by your enemies, even by people who don't like you. And you get to realize certain things about people and sometimes about yourself. Those are some of what I'm talking about when I say life could be easy or is easy. But life is also difficult because nothing plays out the way it's kind of scripted, right? And it's one thing for someone to say, like, this is how you do so and so when something happens. And it's another thing when your emotions are completely engulfed in it and you're the one in the situation. As they say, the person, if you're in the kitchen, you're feeling the heat, and then you're the person in the situation now. How do you deal with it? It's like they say, this is what you do if someone puts a gun to your head, or this is, that cliche. This is what you do if someone, whatever. But when you're in that moment, and your feelings, or your life or your well-being or your heart is the one that's at stake, a lot of times it is not as easy. And that's why I say it's easy, but it's not as easy to do the things that even you should do, sometimes based on past experiences that you've had. So in other words, it should be straightforward, right? Like, it should be straightforward in that you've had these past experiences that have said, if someone treats me this way and I see these signs again, that maybe I'm supposed to go this way, which is out of that person's life. So you could say, you could make an argument that that is somewhat straightforward, right? But it's not straightforward, because a lot of times what happens is our feelings, our emotions have become so engulfed in, our connection to someone else, that it's not easy to make what would seem like an easy decision when you are the one faced with it. It's one of the interesting things is a lot of times we can give great advice, you know but when it comes to taking that advice for ourselves, that's a whole different situation. A lot of times we give great advice, but when it comes to us also accepting that advice for ourselves, it becomes really complicated. So let me dive into some specific situations, right? You it's like the relationship thing, right? It's the relationship thing. So you've got the relationship, and you're in the relationship, and you've had history in a relationship that was maybe abusive or toxic in some sort of way, and you're thinking, I know how to handle this relationship. I know how to handle a relationship like this because I've been there, because my mama told me what to do, because my dad told me what to do, because I've been told, I've seen, I've listened to motivational speakers, I've heard people tell their stories of how they handle something like this or this when they were in that situation. And now look at you. You find yourself in the situation. And when it should be straightforward, when it should be easy now to do what you need to do, we can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it because we in love. If it's a love situation, we in love. So life now becomes, it's easy when you give it. It's easy when you're telling your friend, like, this is what you should do. It's hard sometimes when you're the one who has to actually do it. That's why I say life is easy. But it's the easy part, because some people can execute, right? Some people know what they need to do. They see it. They don't. They cut you loose, and they're. But for some people, it's not. It's not that easy. It's easy for them to give advice, but not for them to take their own advice. They can't. Some people struggle separating the emotions from the reality of the situation. And when you get those two conflicted in some sort of way, then you're probably going to have problems when you're running off of emotions and feelings and not off of reality, not making decisions based on what is in front of you, the reality of the situation, not being able to separate your feelings, your emotions from what's going on to be able to make the decision that you absolutely need to make. And that's the situation that a lot of people fall into. Hmm. How do you deal with situations like that? Have you ever been in a situation where, you've given the advice and you say, oh, it's easy. It's just when so and so happens, just do this. All right. Oh, this is straightforward. But somehow it wasn't straightforward. It wasn't easy when you were in that situation. Or have you seen other people in that? How do you deal with that? Because a lot of times we give great advice, we whatever the case is, but sometimes it's difficult for us to follow our own advice. And if we do, we would be happy. A lot of times, if you follow your own advice, you'll be happy. If the stuff you're telling other people to do, if you did it, a lot of times you would be happy. So leave in the comments, what do you suggest? Have you dealt with situations like that before? Right? Let us know. Don't forget, Road to 5,000. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to hit that like button, because it certainly helps with the road and that journey to 5,000 subscribers. And I'm going to always close by asking you this: do something good for somebody, and then make sure you're doing something good for yourself. Do something good for somebody, and then also make sure you're doing something good and doing good by yourself. Till next time, peace.